Preparing to live stream. I think we're probably there.
Yay! Kick us off. I'm going to hit record.
The live stream. Okay.
You need to co-host me. I
Oh,
can't record. I can't record on my computer.
just a minute.
Yeah.
Patience with us. Technical
Yes.
difficulties.
We'll
This
edit that
morning,
out. For those
because we
watching
are we
hashtag
are we
replay.
are live, and
We are live,
you're
and
like, okay, what the heck
sometimes
is going on?
technology is with us, and sometimes it's Mercury retrograde.
Okay.
Perfect. Yay! There we are.
Okay, good morning. Hello, happy Friday, everyone. How you doing out there? We are all in alignment, creating sacred spaces with Anita and my partner
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Woo.
Every Friday, we come on here, we go live, and we talk a little bit about Feng Shui
Mhm.
and tell them.
And we get our theme for the day from the Personal Paradise card deck by Tara Catherine Collins called Feng Shui Personal Paradise card deck. I think I already said that, but that's just the way it is. We each pull a card, and I shouldn't say pull. I shuffle, and whatever comes out, comes out. And two came out
Mm-hmm,
for me today.
mm-hmm.
And we talk about those, and then we're going to give you some tips. 20 is plenty, is what TIP stands for. TIP. 20 is plenty, meaning you can start shifting the energy in your space in 20 minutes or less when you take some of these tips and put them into practice. So, yay! Why don't you start us off today, my friend? What card came up for you?
Well, it's
Or
it's
cards?
actually perfect for this time of year.
Is it?
Card number 42. We
Mm-hmm.
always note the number because we always talk about the numerology. And the card is garage.
Oh, isn't that perfect?
Yeah. And why we say it's perfect because we live in Alberta, Canada.
Hmm.
And right now, this morning, we have some snow and it's a little bit cool.
Yep.
And a lot of people, I'm just going to throw a number out there. I'm going to just say 70% of the houses in our communities have garages.
Hmm.
Now, what is a garage? I'm sure if I went on to the Google and said, what is the definition of a garage? It would be an extended part of your home to park your vehicle.
Well, let me just do that while you're
Okay,
chatting.
because that'll be kind of fun. Let's see what the
Okay.
Google has to, what is the garage defined as? And yet, if 70% of our community has a garage to park their vehicle, I'm going to say that of that 70%, maybe, maybe 10% actually park their vehicle in their garage.
Hmm.
And you know what? Those are just my numbers based on my observation,
Hmm.
driving around in the summertime, especially, garage sales, what have you. And you see people with their garage door open and you go, OMG, there is no way they're getting a car in there.
Yeah.
No way. And actually, a prime example, my next door neighbor, one person. Okay. She is one single person. She has two vehicles and she has a double car garage. And guess where the cars are?
On the parking pad in front of the garage
Mhm. Yeah.
or out on the street.
Yeah, they're on the
Wow.
driveway. There
Wow.
is no room to park one vehicle in a double car garage
Wow.
because she has all of this stuff. And we have talked about this before, but it's always good to reiterate it. So, and again, I'll just use her as an example.
Sure. Do you want the
Um,
definition before you go further?
she has a Jeep Cherokee something,
Hmm.
and she has a little sports car, a Thunderbird. So I'm gonna guesstimate, again, just
Hmm.
my own whatever, that each one of those vehicles is valued over $40,000 Canadian.
Okay.
So let's just say one of them, let's just park the Thunderbird in there for crying out loud, you know? Um, is the amount of stuff that she is storing in her garage worth $40,000?
Oh, I can't
Hmm,
imagine it would be.
likely not. It's probably more like about 400. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, what does the Google say?
So the Google says, and there's several definitions, but I'll read the first one. A building for housing a motor vehicle or vehicles. The second one, a style of unpolished, energetic rock music associated with the suburban amateur bands. That goes into other ones that are dance and stuff. But anyway, yeah, the first one is a building for housing a motor vehicle or vehicles, plural. So, yes, and I agree. And we've seen it so many times when we have done home consultations that the expense, the vehicle is parked outside and the habits, we'll just call them a shopping habit, is
Mhm,
parked inside, which is fascinating. Now, there are circumstances where you've just moved, you need to unload trucks, you need to unload containers. Okay, that's a side note. We're not talking about that. On a day
mhm,
to day basis, right? There's times when I haven't parked in my garage overnight, a week, if we're doing a particular project or something that's taking up where I park in the garage. But
mhm,
when it comes to having a garage and it's so full of stuff, and most garages are, and I don't say all of them, but in our experience in our modern landscape, most of our garages entail usually one, if not two, of the Baguas at the entrance, which is career in the middle, knowledge and self-cultivation, or career and helpful people in travel.
mhm,
Good one, I got the hiccups.
mhm,
So if that area is blocked, what are the results showing up for you in your life currently?
mhm, mhm.
So what's a
Well,
tip?
yeah, and it is. I mean, that area for me, that's where our garage is, right?
Yeah.
So it's the
Yeah.
right people showing up at the right time, to help you. Boom, 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 boom.
Hmm.
And we recently had a experience in our house where that exact thing happened. The timing was perfect.
Yes.
If the timing had been off by 20 minutes, if the timing had been off by 30 minutes,
Hmm.
the outcome would have been quite different.
Yes.
And so, knowing that we had the perfect timing, right? The
Hmm.
right people showing up at the right time. I know that our garage Bagua in the Helpful People in Travel is actually pretty darn good right now.
Yes. Hmm.
So that's a clue, right? If you're noticing that maybe your career isn't flowing the way you want it to, or perhaps you're feeling a little stuck,
Hmm.
um, it's that knowledge and self-development. It's that, cultivating time for yourself
Right.
area. So again, those are all results that could be related to an attached garage. So the
Exactly.
tip would be, right? The tip is look out into your garage
Correct.
today. Whether you live in, our colder North American climate or not, take a look with your feng shui, your energy eyes, do
Hmm.
a quick little scan and say, what value, what dollar amount would I place on all the contents in here?
Mm-hmm.
And does that match or exceed the value that I place on my vehicle? Would it be convenient for me to park my vehicle in the garage? And
Mm-hmm.
if so, if the answer is yes, then could you put your timer on for 20 minutes? And could you quickly go in the garage and
Make
maybe
space.
reorganize some shelves, maybe let
Mm-hmm.
go of some items that you were meaning to, right? I'm going to get around to it someday, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah. And we think the garage isn't part of our home, but yet it really does affect us. It
Mm-hmm.
really affects um, us in many ways. So,
Yes.
okay, that's all I got. I know you've got two cards and we're
Yeah.
always on a time thing. So what
That's
do
all right.
you?
No, it's all good. So the two cards that flew out were interesting to me, and I'm sure there's a relationship. Well, actually, I know there's a relationship in here. So the first one is number one, animals. And this is where the relationship really comes in. The second one is number 39, closets, drawers, and cabinets. Because in the garage, you can be dealing with both of these.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, that is where their pet is. That's where they sleep at night,
Mm-hmm.
or that's where they contain them when they're not in the home. When I'm looking at these two, I consider when we have our grand dog come and visit, which will be this weekend. And he's a fairly large dog. He is very active and he knows how to reach things. And he's a big dog, he's a lab. So it's easy for him to get on the counters. It's easy for him to get to things in spaces where we normally wouldn't be concerned about it. Um, he knows in the garage what he can and cannot do. And he knows in the house where his toys and treats are stored. And they're behind. Some are in drawers, some is behind a door in drawers. So I just chuckle because I'm thinking Christmas decorations and what's that going to be like with him for the first time this weekend, which is going to prove interesting, I'm sure. But when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to the energy, animals will tell you, they'll tell you where there is stuck energy. And I think that's hugely important. So if you have a pet and they don't ever go into the garage and it's full of stuff, there may be an indicator in there. If you have a room in your home and they won't go into it because the closets, the drawers, the cabinets are full and you're ignoring it, they're letting you know that that energy is stuck and they're not comfortable enough to go in there. So watching the flow, watching where the animals feel comfortable, where they like going. In Moose's case, that's his name. Wherever we are, he's there. And his nose knows where his toys are and where his
Mm-hmm.
treats are. So, what would you like to add to that, my friend?
Well, you're right. Like some people might have a doggy door that
Yep.
goes into the garage, right? And again, you have to treat the garage, it's an extension of your home. So think of it like an extension of your body. My arm is an extension of my body. And if I just said, you know what, I'm not going to wash this arm today. I'm not going to worry about this arm. I'm just going to worry about the rest of this because that's what people see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, my arm would start to stink and probably fall off or something. So think of your garage as, that's an extension of your home, and you want to treat it the same way that you treat the rest of your home.
Mm.
And if your pet is living in there, or the doggy door or whatever. Again, that could be a 20-minute fix where you
Yes.
go and, wipe down the doggy door, wipe down the wall, clean out their bowls, clean their bed, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there is a cabinet or a drawer that needs a little bit of organization because every
Yes.
time you go look for something, you're frustrated because you can't find da, right? So we can eliminate some of that stress quite easily by setting your timer. 20 is plenty. See what happens. And then, yeah, drop us a little note and let us know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I was going to go with the tip as well. Taking care of and looking at your animal's toys, treats, storage, bedding, water dish, all of those things. They are a reflection of the energy in your space. And when it comes to the closets, drawers, and cabinets, again, same. Energy doesn't hide. So if you have, and the first time we did our 21-day decluttering boot camp, my nemesis was in the garage and it was a drawer and the cabinet below it. And I still chuckle whenever because you know what? That drawer has attracted and needs attention again. But it's fascinating when we start looking at where do things accumulate? Why do they accumulate there? What's going on in that area that causes that accumulation? Think I need to do a little bit more digging deep into that one, Anita.
Hmm. I just had a little hit that I have to
Insight?
share,
Okay.
and that quite often in relationships, and I don't know, it could be true for you or not,
Hmm.
is that the home, the interior home domain is the woman,
Right.
the garage is the man's domain. Okay, so quite often that's the
Hmm.
scenario. And if that is the scenario for you, you have to think about that, you know what, you're there, you live there together,
Yes.
and we can't think of it as being separate because if you do, chances are that's going to show up in other areas of your life as well that
Hmm.
will cause a little bit of this, right? I know this summer. I cleaned out the garage. My husband was away working, and it was that little. I said, you know what? This is my home. This is my garage too. I don't need to wait for him to come home to clean out the garage. I can do it, right?
Yep.
And in doing that, you'll be amazed at how the energy might shift. And there may be some overlapping where,
Hmm.
oh, all of a sudden, he might start helping in the kitchen. Wow, wouldn't that be cool?
I love it. Love it. Okay. Well, we've mentioned the card numbers because we do talk about numerology at the end of this. And the numerology, how we get to it is we take the numbers and we break them down. So I had a 39 and a 1. Together they make a 40. 4 and 0 is 4. Anita had 42. 4 and 2 is 6. Add that to my 4 is a 10. Breaks down to a 1, which is new beginnings, which is fantastic. So then we look at the Double Digitology book by Marilyn Harper and Joy Roby and see what Adironda has to say about the number 1. The single 1 represents individuality, a leadership energy, a creative approach to igniting new, exciting, wondrous ideas, positivity, ambition, and my favorite in this, getting started on a new project or job. So maybe the 20 is plenty. The tip is getting started for you looking at your garage, closet. Maybe it's one drawer in your garage. It's amazing what you can do in 20 minutes when you set a timer, throw on some music, put on your iPods or your headphones, whatever, and go to it. What can you do or what did you do in 20 minutes? Make a comment below. We'd love for you to share. How would you like to wrap us up, my partner?
Well, again, we are getting to the end of the 2025 year, and the new beginning will be, January. we would love for you all to join us on our 21-day decluttering boot camp that
Yes.
starts January 7th. If you like and share our videos, right? You're gonna learn so much more. We're gonna go so,
Mm,
much more
much
deeper
deeper.
in the 21-day decluttering bootcamp.
Yes.
And we've just got a few days left in November, and till the end of November, you can bring a friend for free for the 21-day decluttering bootcamp. We'll put the links down below. Check us out.
Till the end of November 2025.
Mhm.
November 30th, 2025. Just so that there's no mistaking 5 years from now.
Right.
Perfect. Have a fantastic week. We will be back live next Friday, which will be the first Friday of the month. And what does that mean, Anita?
Well, on the first Friday of the month, we do a Feng Shui Oracle card reading. So if you leave a comment now, we can do a reading for you next week.
Yay! Have a great week, everybody.